everyone. Lisa Haven here. Well, the liberal leftist mainstream media news source, the New York Times, has just issued an eerie warning to Democrats. And quite frankly, this particular warning is going to make you smile ear to ear if you are a Republican. Now, before I get into what that warning was, I want to remind you, get to noblegoldinvestments.com and check out their 401ks and IRAs backed by gold, silver, and precious metals. And by the way, if you need to find out the latest CPI announcement that are going to affect your investments, then go to Noble Gold Investments YouTube channel. They've got lots of great information on all of that, and that's where you can find the latest on what's going on with gold, silver, and precious metals. So check them out over on YouTube and give them a call today. All right, so what on earth is this eerie warning that was just issued by one of the most liberal mainstream media news conglomerates on the planet, in my opinion, or at least here in the United States of America? We'll take a look at this news article on FoxNews.com. New York Times columnist Maureen Dowd warns wokeness can derail the Democrats. You think? There's a lot of crazy things happening, but here's what it goes on to state. New York Times columnist Maureen Dowd offered a warning to Democrats following their election losses in Virginia and across the county last week. On Saturday, she penned a columnist titled "Wokeness Derails the Democrats," during which she warned the party that the election losses will continue if they keep embracing wokeness. While liberal media outlets have been blaming white supremacy as one of the reasons for Democrat loss, Dowd instead blamed the Democratic Party for violating the pledge to be cool, calm, and reassuring following former President Trump. Now, here is the actual article, the New York Times opinion, wokeness derails the Democrats. And I want to hone in on a couple things she said because I thought some of the direct quotes were important. But here's the first thing that she writes in, or some of what she writes. She said, "There's some truth in what James Carville told Judy Woodruff. What went wrong is the stupid wokeness. Don't just look at Virginia and New Jersey. Look at Long Island, look at Buffalo, look at Minneapolis, even look at Seattle. I mean, this defund the police lunacy. This takes Abraham Lincoln's name off of the schools. There's also some truth in what Representative Abigail Spanberger, a moderate Virginia Democrat in a tough re-election battle, told the Times. They said about the president, nobody elected him to be FDR. They elected him to be normal and stop the chaos." Wait. Joe Biden is anything but normal. In fact, he's missing a lot of screws in his head, just going to put that bluntly. But she goes on to expand a little more because I think the Fox News article failed to miss some important things that she also said. But she goes on to the very bottom of the article and she says, "There's a feeling many Democrats say that things are a little out of control." Just a little bit. The Afghanistan departure, which was complete chaos, supply chains, which are in complete chaos and exploding now because of his Orwellian vaccine mandates on purpose. If you saw my other report, crime, violence, Biden not being able to pass what he wants or to pass or even pressuring the voters when he went to the Hill before he left for Europe. The administration has lost control of the virus story. And by the way, I am going to be putting a really big report on restrictedrepublic.com today. You're not going to want to miss. It's about COVID and the whole nine yards. Trust me, you're going to want to. It goes on to say, the administration lost control of the virus story. It didn't seem to have it together on mask or no mask, you think, school or no school, vaccine mandates or no mandates, which is everything the Biden administration and Anthony Fauci flip-flop 24/7. Friday's strong reports and a rollout for the children's vaccine gave Democrats a breather. But many are still wondering if Biden is up to the job. I would say up to the job mentally as well. He will need to become a much better salesman than Bill Loftman's dad. So there you have it. That's coming from a Democrat warning Democrats that they're on a chaotic path. And I have to agree, except for what I don't think she highlights enough is the fact that it is the vaccine mandates that put them over the edge. And they are literally destroying themselves even more. When you have a court case that comes forward and says, hey, we're going to freeze Biden's vaccine mandate. And then suddenly the very next day you're saying, oh, we're going to implement this on airlines. Possibly. It's not off the table. This is not something you do in the middle of a crisis like this when your poll numbers are dropping dramatically, right? Here's NewYorkPost.com. Biden shrugs off those shrinking numbers. But don't worry. I know you're worried and everything about the gas prices going up. You need to see my yesterday's report if you haven't. And worried about all these things. But don't worry. I'm going to shut down possibly another pipeline to make them even worse. Ta-ching! I can't stand this guy. Here's some of the wokeness that I think she's talking about. FoxNews.com liberal MSNBC guest calls Winsome Sears a black mouth for white supremacist practices. Yeah. They're calling their own white supremacist. She's calling a black lady a white supremacist. I mean, give me a break. This is above and beyond anything I've seen. Then we have Access Buttigieg, infrastructure bill to address racist highway design. Yes, he's actually calling a highway racist, which the whole story has been debunked. He's just making it up and pulling it out. There's plenty of pictures of buses bringing people in and all of this. So the story isn't even true. And then we go on here, RTnews.com, DOJ now launches probe into racist sewer. Yes, you heard that right. MSNBC.com. Oh, if you're against critical race theory, then you are a racist. Critical race theory fears are based in lazy racist thinking. These are the kinds of things that the Democratic Party are pushing as far as wokeness is concerned, right? They're all worried about Green New Deal, woke policies, and what I don't think a majority of the Democrats and liberals obviously don't realize is the fact that with a Green New Deal policy comes complete destruction of society, complete and utter dismay. And the Biden administration is showing no signs of wanting to go any other direction but complete destruction of our economic system here in the United States of America. Anyhow, thank you so much for tuning into channel. I love all of you. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.